Some pretty wild stuff is taking place over in Iran. Yesterday, across multiple different major cities in the country, civilians gathered together to burn statues in what appears to be a giant ritual, or basically a message that they are trying to send to Israel and other countries across the Middle East. These statues that they are burning here are supposed to represent a biblical figure known as Baal, and more specifically Molech, which, for those of you guys that are not kept up with biblical text, basically, Molech was a satanic figure from biblical times who was also a Canaanite, and he was a satanic figure that was directly involved with child sacrifice, where people would actually go up and burn their children alive to sacrifice to this satanic god, and in return, he was supposed to help them grow their agriculture and also bring storms and rain to the land. Now, of course, he was a Canaanite, which means that he was a direct enemy of God, if you guys go based off the regular Bible text and scripture. And you guys can see in this video here, there is multiple different videos showing the Iranians actually burning this statue down. And this is due to the fact, and one thing that you guys will notice about this is on top of this figure being a direct reference to Baal and Molech, you'll also see that they put the Star of David 666, and in some of these statues that they actually burned down in the different cities across Iran, they also put pictures of Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and the Israeli flag. And this is because if you guys are not kept up with the newly released Epstein Files that revealed tons of insane information, you would know that Epstein and all of the elites over in Israel that are basically pulling the strings around the world actually worship this satanic figure. Obviously, the Star of David is literally a direct reference to the six-sided star that is directly in reference to the Star of David and the satanic beings, along with a lot of satanic rituals. But yeah, you guys could see that these videos are absolutely insane because these people literally came together. You could see the Israel flag and some of the pictures of Donald Trump over on the bottom, and they literally spray gasoline all over these statues and all just go together and watch them burn. And I'm pretty sure this is Iran's way of defying the state of Israel, all of the terror and stuff that they have caused over in the Middle East. And now that we know that Epstein and a lot of the Israelis and people connected to that elite pedophile ring, who obviously do satanic rituals, worship this god Baal because it's directly referenced many times in the newly released Epstein emails, they are now burning these statues because they realize how satanic and connected to evil they actually are, which I think is pretty insane. It's very interesting to me as well that over in the Middle East, after the Epstein Files were released, they are now revolting and doing acts of defiance like this. But over in the West, in Mexico, the United States, Canada, and all the Western countries, they literally have done nothing. It's almost like the people are just so complacent that they're really not going to do anything about it or revolt or send any messages their way. But over in Iran and other countries in the Middle East, they are actively showing their acts of defiance by burning these statues, which are satanic. The only piece of information I'm not really sure about is why these statues were there in the first place. I'm not sure if Iranians maybe thought they had different meanings up until recently when they saw that Epstein was directly connected to Molech and Baal, and they were actively sacrificing children to these satanic beings. But if you guys have any thoughts or theories, let me know down in the comments below. I just think it's absolutely insane. But you can see here is another image as well that showcases a little bit more clearly what is on this. So you can see it is a direct 1-to-1 ratio of what the satanic being Baal and Molech actually looked like, where it was a bullhead. It has the six-sided star that is directly referenced with Israel's flag. They have a picture of Donald Trump, who is obviously connected to the Epstein Files and connected to the satanic pedophile ring in some way. And they also put the United States flag as well, since if you've done your research, you would know that the United States is directly allied with Israel. It's basically the same thing. We basically send our taxes and do everything for Israel to begin with. So they are connecting all of this. They also put another six-pointed star along with 666, which is satanic subliminal messaging. And yeah, it's just pretty wild seeing these videos. There is many different angles and a lot of footage, so you guys can go and find it yourself. There was two different statues that were very identical that they ended up burning in these acts of defiance and revolts yesterday. And I'm sure if there is any more statues across any of the other major cities in Iran, they're probably going to burn those as well. But it's pretty wild that all of the civilians gather together. This basically shows that they are behind Christianity and Islam, and they are trying to defy all the satanic power and acts that unfortunately has a grip over this world. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Obviously, I like to use these videos as discussion, along with just sharing the facts and information we know. Especially if you guys are from Iran, let me know what the locals and civilians are actually saying. But we can get a discussion going down in the comments below and kind of just bounce ideas off each other and theories. And it's just very interesting that this is all taking place after the Epstein Files. But over in the Western countries, there is dead silence. No one seems to really care. And I think it's just because people are so complacent, which is probably what they wanted in the first place.